Wait, I'm getting cut off.
Hello!
Okay, I have an idea already. Are we like even? I think it's fine, right? I don't think it should be. Okay. Let's see what that looks like, but. Okay, ready? Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
What's your favorite horror movie?
My favorite horror movie? Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning.
Stop. You like Midsummer, right?
That was a weird movie. I mean, it's interesting in the psychological thing, but like I just didn't understand any of it. I was like, what's happening? Puppy power! Oh.
Hey guys.
Hey guys!
So what are we talking about today?
So today, because something at least I've been dealing with a lot lately, is side jobs for the actor.
Make the money.
Yes, we have to make the money somehow. And especially, when you're like me, where, I'm still kind of just starting out. The acting jobs, aren't coming quite exactly as often or when we would like them. And plus, even when they do come, they're not exactly paid all the time. We need something to supplement our income, especially, when you're someone who is kind of me right now, who either has a lot of other stuff going on or really doesn't want to, have their schedule affected by a job. Like, for example, I can't say too much about it right now, but I'm really excited. But like right now, for the next month, I am booked out on call for a show. And if I was doing a job, I couldn't exactly do that, because if they tell you, oh yeah, we need you from this day to this day for a month, you cannot be, you have to have full availability. Yeah, you can't exactly say that when you have a job, like an actual job. So these are good for you in those cases.
Yeah.
Okay, so job number one, especially for, my fellow actors, I feel like it's the best thing you can do, is either doing extra work or audience work. Now, maybe for some people, you consider that still as kind of like a job. I kind of consider it as a side job, because, you can't really, it's very rare that you excel from doing a lot of extra work. So it's kind of like you just an extra and then nothing ever happens from it, and then maybe you're an extra for something else. So I kind of consider it like a side thing. I know when we were working at the theater, like if I was off for a few days or even before that, I would supplement it like, okay, I'm gonna do an audience job today, that way I can make a little bit more money. So, if you like doing that stuff where you're on set but you don't have to do much, that is my number one option for you. Yeah.
So what does a day like that look like? On extra?
So it kind of depends. If you're doing something for like, say, central casting, you might get a call at like 3-something in the morning and then be told, say like, okay, you have to be here at this location at, let's say, noon, and you have to have this kind of clothes, this kind of hair, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, pretty much all the information you get. So then you get there, figure out what show you're a part of, go to wardrobe and makeup. A lot of times you'll go to holding right away, and then you kind of just do whatever you're told for the day, and you could be there for, let's say, 5 hours, you could be there for 14 hours. Both have happened to me. Or not necessarily 4 hours, but like I had a 9-hour day one time. It's kind of rare for extra casting, depending on what you're doing it with. It's more likely for audience work, where you get advance notice, where you might find out like a couple of days before or a couple of weeks before. But usually with extra casting, especially for central casting, you like don't know till the morning of. So it's a lot of last minute stuff. Kind of have to be up and ready to go at a moment's notice. Have pretty much clothes for any kind of character just in case that happens. Very useful. And yeah, that's typically what that tends to happen. It's last minute notice, long days. Sometimes can be kind of boring. Sometimes can be kind of fun. It's kind of like a day-to-day basis. Like, you never know what you're gonna get, but that's part of the job.
And if you want more details, we made a video on extra work and audience work.
Yes,
So check
yes,
that
we
one out
did.
too. So yeah, what's the next one?
Okay, so the next one that I particularly like doing, if you're like me and you love animals, because I love animals, I do dog walking, but I also do dog walking with the Rover app. Now, if you don't know what the Rover app is, it's this app where people can go to have someone walk their dog when they need to. Like if you're going away for a few days, or you have long hours at the office and you need someone to walk your dog in the meantime, or if you're like me, who's on the other end of it, who wants to get paid walking other people's animals. So like right now, I just got booked for a whole week. I'm walking a dog once a day and I'm making $100 off of it. Like who doesn't love that? I get to spend half an hour with the dog every day, Monday through Friday, and I get paid to do it. Best job ever. So you can do dog walking, you can do at-home visits where you go to the person's house and just play with the dog for a little while. You could have visits where they stay in your home or you stay in their home, like overnight. It's really based on you when you certify with Rover, what kind of services you do. Some people also use WAG. I have never used it myself. Heard a lot about it. I've kind of heard mixed things about it. So I just kind of like Rover. Plus Rover is really easy to get into. You just do like a simple kind of leash test to make sure you know what you're doing. And yeah, that's about it. But yeah, I love Rover. Again, I love dogs, so if you're a dog lover, and sometimes you get to do cats there. Sometimes people will have you just literally walk the dog, feed the dog, put water in his bowl, like really, really, really super simple. So if you like animals, that's another good one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Does that include babysitting or just dog
So my other one would say babysitting. There are websites you can use like care.com, Sitter City, where you can do babysitting. Unfortunately, no one seems to trust me with their kids. Not that I'm bad with kids, it's just in the areas that I've lived in, like nobody knows me. So I mean, me personally, especially in times like right now, I wouldn't trust my kid with just anyone, so I don't blame them. But that's another good side job for people, and especially like depending on the area you're in, like if you're in a certain area, well, any rich area, they tend to pay a lot of money, especially if they have more than one kid. But I will say the new kind of trend that's happening is not only will they want you to like babysit, but they might want you for like homework help or tutoring, or they want you to do light, cleaning and driving the kids around and everything. Not necessarily that's a bad thing, but just make sure you're prepared for that when you're applying for jobs. So yeah, that is another good side job you can have, and it's like the oldest side job in the book to have. I don't know, or it's been a very long time that I've heard people doing babysitting jobs. So
Yeah.
yeah.
One other one too, which I think you're going to get to, is that's a really good one. Outside of those is focus groups. So we both kind of do that one.
Well,
I've actually,
really you.
yeah, I've done this for a little bit, and it's really good, especially if you have like a skill, like if you have any kind of like tech skills or any kind of like graphic design skills
Like
or whatever.
specific skills.
Yeah, if you have any specific skills, it really helps because people have focus groups to product or test their products, and when you have the technical skills, you're a little bit more like able to talk to them about certain features and stuff than just a regular person who's like, it looks like this, but I don't know why. But so if you have any kind of skill, or even if you're just a regular person, focus groups are really good and can really make you a decent amount of money.
Yeah, so tell them a little bit about what happens in a focus group.
Yeah, so it depends on, first of all, if you're doing one remote or in person. I've done both. So if you're doing an in-person one, you go on to the site, and then they have a bunch of options for you. So like, let's say one is for avid video game player or something. It'll say something like that as the title. So you're like, okay, I think I can do that one. So you click on it, and then they ask you a bunch of questions as like the screener.
Yes.
So you go through all the questions, and then you submit it. And then if they pick you, they send you an email saying, oh, we'd love to have you for the focus group. Can you come on this day at this time? So you say yes. If you're going in person, then that's when you show up at that day and time. And then they usually have you fill out forms, and then you wait and then do the thing.
Me personally, I find the in-person ones excruciatingly boring, but you know, that's just me.
Yeah, some of them are. There's a lot of waiting around. My personal favorite version of that though is the remote ones.
Oh yes.
Which have become a lot more like they happen a lot more because of the virus
Pandemic.
Yeah. So the remote ones, basically you go through the same process. You find the thing that you like, you do the screener. Then if they pick you, they give you the day and time still. But instead of having to go there and drive there and wait and all that, you just show up on your computer, make sure you have a webcam, and make sure you have like Zoom or Microsoft Teams or whatever they want you to use.
Yeah.
Installed, very easy to do. And then you make sure you have that installed, you test it, make sure everything's good, make sure you have like headphones
and that your Wi-Fi is good.
Yeah, and make sure that's good. And then you show up on the day and time, and you do whatever they need you to do. And then after that, they say, okay, thank you, and they send you the payment not too long after that. So it's very simple. The remote ones are very, very easy and like very quick, and it doesn't take you a lot of time. It's not too much of a hassle. So those ones I would definitely start with. Either one are an option, but I love the remote ones. I've gotten several remote ones.
I will say, like, they all vary in how long they are, but then in how much you get paid. Typically, you get paid more for the longer ones. That's not always the case. Yeah. Usually they're moderated, sometimes they're not. If you are interested in this and want to see a non-boring version of it, watch Impractical Jokers. They do a lot of episodes where they're in focus groups. Obviously, it's not run the exact way because it is a comedy reality show, but it's kind of similar. So, if you ever want an idea of what a focus group is, there you go.
Like especially the other good thing about having a skill is that you get paid more for those focus groups too, which is nice. But yeah, they show you the amount that you would be making from the focus group, along with like what the topic is and stuff. So that's you will know that up front, and the time that you will be required of you. They tell you all that up front when you go through it. So just watch out for that. And so the two sites that I really like that I've been using are user interviews. So look that one up, user interviews. I think it's all one word. If you Google it, you'll find it pretty quick. And then Respondent. Respondent is really good. That one only allows you to submit to 3 a day max, but there's some really good stuff on there. So I would start with those and check those out. There's plenty more, but start there.
Neither of which I have gotten a single freaking focus group from. I'm like, why?
Yeah,
but we digress.
Just started, so.
Yeah, so did you, and you got freaking how much from it?
But those are most of the technical ones, which again, it's definitely helps.
Yeah, this is one time where I kind of wish I was a tech nerd because
Cool. So, do you have any other ones?
Yes. So another one that is really popular among my actor friends is to be a kids' party character. Now, for this, it's very popular for the girls to be princesses and for the boys to be superheroes. But, it's a lot more popular than you may think. I have seen both on casting sites and on job sites a number of roles for this. Sometimes it'll be not even necessarily characters, but you do like a bubble specialist or, kids makeup artist. Like, there are a lot of opportunities for it, believe it or not. They do pay a decent amount. And, sometimes it's really not that hard. The only reason I haven't gotten into it is because I don't have a car. And usually they require you to have a car. But also very popular choice for especially my actor people.
Good. Oh. Cool.
Of course, there's the usual Lyft driver and delivery driver. I don't have to tell you about those because you guys know what those are. I know some people that make a decent amount of money doing them. Another one that is also popular among my performing arts friends is to do website design and resume design. So, because if you know a lot of actor people or just artsy people in general that constantly have to update their I was going to say website and resume at the same time. Wow. Website or resume that, sometimes people are busy or they don't necessarily know how to go about it. So those are also really popular. I know I've heard of people that make a lot of money from just doing that. So that's also another little side gig for you. So another one that I've been really into, finally have said, I was going to do it for months now and finally started doing it this week, is being an audition reader. So if you don't know what that is, if you're like me, you're an actor, you go in for an audition, If you're doing a scene where there's more than one person, usually there will be a person designated as the reader to read the other set of lines as you're doing your audition. So there's this website called We Audition. It's this community of actors, casting directors, all those sort of, you know, artsy entertainment people that actually put a website together where you can do this online. So say I need to rehearse, you know, a scene for an audition, or I need to record a self-tape for an audition. I would go online, find someone who's available, we would run the scene, and then either, you know, they could help me out for free, or I could pay them, I could tip them, whatever the case is. So for me, I've only done, 2 jobs, and they were 15 minutes a piece. I have my rate really low right now because I'm only starting out, and I already got like $10 from those 2, so it's not too bad for my literal first 2 times of doing this. So imagine if I was at it for a couple hours every day of the week. Like, I would be making a decent amount of money. So, you know, definitely another very good choice. Plus, the nice thing about We Audition, it's not even that expensive. It's a $10 monthly subscription fee. So literally those 2 gigs that I did, or those 2 people I helped on there, already paid for my subscription for the month. So it's another good choice. And plus, you know, it helps you network a little bit, and sometimes it's just good practice to read out with someone, even if you're not the one auditioning. So, you know, get done that.
Yeah, exactly. Just like get creative with the side gigs. Like the whole point is you just want to like pay your bills with side gigs.
Yes.
So that you can free up your time for what you're mainly trying to do. Which for most people on here, probably watching this video, is acting, producing, writing, whatever it is. Like the side gigs will pay for your food.
Yeah.
And all the necessities.
Or just, you know, anyone who's big into money at all.
Yeah, and then you can have the time to do that stuff, because really, like, you're just trying to conserve as much time as possible.
Yeah.
The only thing keeping you from your dream is time. That's it. So you gotta make sure that you put the time in.
Yep.
And a full-time job is gonna take away a lot of time, so it's gonna take you a really long time to get to that dream. So if you can figure out how to make $100 in the fastest way possible, that's the ideal scenario. So that's the strategy. So. Yeah. Cool.
Yep. Cool. Okay, so remember, of course, to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, because, you know, we're always creating fun new content for you guys, both on the financial and the entertainment side. So, you know, stay tuned, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah. Make sure you get the notification bell too.
Yes.
Get notified. So, cool. All right.
Bye.
See you guys.
And remember, art changes everything.
That's talent show.
You're part of my act, like, and you don't even know what we're doing?
Yeah, what are we doing again? I forgot.
Again, we do the same thing every year, and you don't know what we're doing?
Oh, are we doing the dog thing?
Again, amateurs.
Or are we doing the
You know, I'm just
the sports thing?
just, you know.